What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Fantasy Football Game Show here on Better Sports Network and brought to you by Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my wildly handsome co-hosts, Joey Wright and John Luke Garofalo. How you doing today, boys?
Ooh,
good. I'm
Doing
excited
all right?
for New Year's Eve. Bengals, Kansas City Chiefs. It's going to side fantasy championships.
Well, guys, we have a Bengals fan and great friend of the show here with us today to play some Fantasy Football Jeopardy. We keep bringing him back for Jeopardy. John Bosch is here with us. For those of you that do not know John, get with the freaking program and follow him on Twitter at John Bosch FF. He's the host of a bunch of your favorite shows over at Dynasty Wall Street, Dynasty Time Machine, and hosting over on Dynasty Game Night as well. And he runs the oh-so-fun and oh-so-meaningful Fantasy Cares Eliminator Leagues, raising money for Fantasy Cares. John, thank you so much for joining us today, my friend.
thank you guys for having me. Great timing. And I do love that in the chat, Scott was rooting against me, despite the fact I'm literally wearing his shirt.
He's got no loyalty.
Come on, man.
We got Scott Fish in the chat with the team Joey, Pay Joey, Kangaroo Kids, and says, I'm watching this show, or I'm watching a movie, but this show starts soon. He's got to cheer against John in today's show.
What
We got
movie you
Dustin.
watching?
We got Dustin in the chat with the Let's Go Boys hashtag Team Joey.
Joeys.
I see Grim fan in the chat saying, come on, sandwiches. You know you're hungry for some sandwiches, Simon. Grim, I'm sorry to let you down. There is no sandwich category in today's Jeopardy game, but it's coming one of these days. I promise. One day we're going to get some more sandwiches on here. We got Dave in the chat. What's up, Dave? Welcome in, my friend. NKC saying good afternoon. Welcome in, NKC.
What up, NKC?
And our favorite chat cat, Mr. Scamper, stopping by to say hello. So this is a great thumbnail for an alternate reality Zoolander. Who's on the thumbnail today? I think it's Joey.
I am. Yeah, it's me with my weird little hair. There was 25 minutes before the show started, and I tweeted out that I'm going to use that 25 minutes to book a photo appointment so that photo can be retired of me because it's pretty awful that people have to look at that.
Also, Scott Fish coming in saying, Bosh! I didn't know you were on the show today.
Gosh.
Saying, he doesn't like to check ahead of time. He likes to be surprised whenever the counter ends every single day. So now he's trying to make up for cheering against you a little bit earlier. We got Victor in the chat with the happy hump day, bro. Chacho, smash that like button and happy belated JL, just in case others didn't
Thank you very much.
Coming in and letting everybody know. Dustin coming in with an update saying local cheese company just released a 20-year cheddar, $209 a pound. John, I need to get your expert opinion on this. Is that a reasonable price for some cheddar?
No, I will just I will take the block of cheddar from Aldi that's like $2 for, the little block. Yeah, I'm not a fine dining type of person.
I eat too much cheese to pay $209 for any amount of cheese. We got Craig in here. Craig said, the best brand of kids' clothes? Oshkosh Boshgosh.
Oshkosh.
Gosh. I actually do have a
Oshkosh,
cousin
Oshkosh.
named Josh, believe it or not. So
John,
people used to
Josh
say to
Bosh.
him all the time, Oshkosh be gosh.
Oshkosh Bosh. Dave in the chat excited for today's show at the Let's Go. We got Dame over here. So my favorite hour of the day, the FYF hour. Hi, guys. Well, welcome in, Dame.
Welcome in.
We got a sick game of Jeopardy prepared for you guys today. Fantasy Football Jeopardy, where most of the questions are about the NFL or fantasy. Before we get into that, though, a couple of reminders. First and foremost, if you're not already following our friend John, you need to go and fix that right now. He's on Twitter at John Bosch FF. It's right there below his handsome face on the screen and below the aforementioned Scott Fishbowl logo sitting there on the screen as well. After you do that, if you're watching this show, thank you so much. First of all, we're glad you're here to play some Jeopardy. But if you want to make sure you don't miss us tomorrow and the next day and the day after that, you can hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel at Front Yard Fantasy. And the little notification bell will give you an alert every day whenever we go live. You guys ready to get into some Fantasy Football Jeopardy?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's the best time of the day. I'm going to pull this up, explain how it works, and then we are going to get started. The order for today's game is going to be John, Joey, JL. So start getting your trash talk ready in that order. The game is Fantasy Football Jeopardy, and it's a lot like the popular TV show Jeopardy, but with an NFL or fantasy twist. Now, there are some small changes here. Instead of buzzing in, we are going to be going in turn order. So whenever it is your turn, you're going to tell me which question on this board you want to answer. If you get it right, you're going to get that amount of money added to your bank. If you get it wrong, we're not subtracting anything, and you do not need to answer in the form of a question. We will go in order like this until we run out of questions or run out of time, at which point we'll move into our final Jeopardy question, the only question in the game where you can lose money. I'll give you a category. Then you guys are going to write down a wager. Get that final question right. You're going to add that money. Get it wrong, it will be subtracted. There's one other twist in this game different from the normal Jeopardy game, though. If you get your question right on your turn, you get to pick the category for the person that goes after you. You can try to screw them by putting them in a category you know they don't like. You can be nice and send them to their favorite category, or it can be all about the point values left on the board, however you want to play it. But here's your categories for today's game. Category 1 is Logo Sleuth. I'm going to put a bunch of logos for a single NFL team up. Only one of those logos have they never used during their history. You're going to have to tell me which logo that team has never used. We've got top of their team. I'm going to give you an NFL team and a statistical category, say targets, receiving touchdowns. You're going to tell me which player on that team led that team in that statistical category. It will be multiple choice. We've got grab bag after that, anything. This could be literally anything in that category. Spelling bee. I'm going to have you spell something for me. I'll describe to you what I need you to spell. You're responsible for not only figuring out what the word is, but then giving me the proper spelling as well. And then we have Name That John in honor of our guest, John, here today. This is a collection of pictures of Johns, Johnnies, Jonathans, and anything else that could be shortened down to John. You're going to have to tell me who it is. Most of them are football related.
John.
But not all of them. I'm going to need a last name.
Oh, okay.
There's something that I hope you did in this category, and I'm not going to say it just in case you did. But if
I
you
hope
don't,
there's a
I'm
Johnny
going
on
to
the
say it.
spot. Let's be honest. Hopefully there's not there's got to be one clue that's not a person. Just for
We'll
fun.
see. We will see. The chat's ready for today's show. And John, you're going to be going first in today's game. You've got free reign of the board. You can go wherever you want. Any question, any value, any category. Where do you want to start?
So it sounds like Logo Sleuth. I'm gonna get multiple choice. That I like that. So let's go 500 Logo Sleuth.
Logo
Ooh.
Sleuth for 500, starting out big. Which of the
Whoa.
following alternate logos has never been used by the New York Jets?
Oh, God.
I got a 33% chance. This is exactly what I was hoping for. I at least have a shot. God, that middle one was the one that jumped out, but it feels like it's one that should, and like I feel like you're trying to sucker me into choosing it. C looks like one they probably would have used at some point. If not, you did a really good job. Jets, Jets. That really feels like sucker answer. Really feels like the.
It's actually
gonna go with-
JE exclamation point TS.
True. Yes, it definitely goes clockwise. All right. Jest. I'm going to go with Jest. B.
B, final answer?
Yes.
I am sorry, it was C.
What?
C I found on a New York Jets fan forum in a post from 2011.
Wow.
The other two are, in fact, real alternate logos that the New
Wow.
York Jets have used.
Let's
At
be
the
honest.
same
C
time.
would be the best logo they could use.
100%. That C
That
logo
is
is pretty
so good.
sick.
To whoever designed that, well done.
I think only one person in the chat getting this one right. J with C. A lot of A's in here. A from Grim Fan, our friend Dick Sickles, Craig, Dustin. Scampers went with Y. So very close with that one.
So close.
And Dave agreeing with you with B, but that one was definitely tricky.
Hmm.
That A logo does anyone have a guess of like what's going on there? Is that supposed to represent anything in particular?
It's a
think it's
plane
supposed to look
above
like-
it, isn't it? The wings with like little propellers.
Oh, that
I think it's
is the
supposed to look
plane
like a real
wings.
tough face
Yeah.
too. Like,
Yeah.
It reminds me of the guys, the big guys from Mario. Know what I'm talking about? The ones with the shells, not the little Goombas, but the big Koopas, the football ones.
Yeah,
You know who I'm talking about? The football players from Mario.
I do.
They
And
look
you hit 'em on the
exactly like
head,
Those guys. Yeah,
and they go.
gotta bonk 'em.
Yeah, those guys.
That was pretty good, Joey.
Thank
All right,
you.
well, we're
You're
going to
working
move
on
on
it
to
all
our next question now. John, unfortunately, no points for you on that one, but it's going to come back around plenty of times. Joey, John gifted you with free reign of the board here. Don't get used to it. Where do you want to go?
Well, yesterday we learned I couldn't read, so I can't spell, so I'm not going to go there. I kind of want to do Logo Sleuth. That was kind of fun. I want 400.
Logo Sleuth for 400. Before
Yep.
we get into that one, though, Scott Fish in here saying fan-made logos are usually good. So if you see a fan-made logo that's made it up, so maybe that was a little clue. And Jay said, I may or may not frequent sportslogos.net. I'm picturing Jay just in his room at night, just like scrolling old Bears logos. Oh, that one's cool.
His wife. What are you looking at? Nothing. No.
So here's your logo
All
sleuth
been there.
question for 400. Which of the following logos has never been used by the Chicago Bears?
Wow, I like this category.
I feel like C is an actual thing because there's a date on it, 76. So that looks like about 1976 type graphics. A looks really amateurish. B's from like the 1920s when the Bears were around. So I'm going to say A.
Final answer?
Yeah.
I am sorry, Joey.
What?
C was a concept that they never
I was
ended up using, but it was put out as an official concept.
I was confident.
I love that they pitched it though.
They
They're like,
did.
yeah, this is it. Look at this. Look at this bad boy.
It's a dog. That's not a bear.
Can
I
we
like
go
how-
back to the bear looking for a place to shit in the woods with the football in his hand? There, that one, yeah.
That one you're focused on looks like he's like tiptoeing in my Jordans.
Also, I'm zoomed in, but that doesn't make him blurrier. He is just blurry. The logo is a blurry bear, I think.
And he's
Why
missing
are
a
his eyes
foot, so
so
that's
close
sad.
Together.
Well, Joey, unfortunately, you got that one wrong, but some
Okay.
people in the chat on that one, Dustin calling it was C. Grim also was C, but we had a ton of B's in there. B was was by far the most popular guess. JL, so far 0 for 2 from your competitors. What category do you want to go to?
Let's go for 0 for 3. I'll take grab bag for 100, please.
Grab bag for 100. The holiday Cinco de Mayo is celebrated on what day? May 5th, March 29th, or December 23rd?
I'll go with
Take
May
your
5th.
time. Take your time. What was that, Joe?
May 5th.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Cinco de Mayo is in fact on the 5th of May. And the name, fun fact, Cinco means 5 and Mayo means May. I don't know if you knew that,
Wow.
JL. So it's
Incredible.
in the name of the holiday itself.
Wow.
That's going to earn you $100 and an early lead in this game. The chat was all over that one. Surprise, surprise. JL, where do you want to send John for his next category? I can pull him back up.
Let's send John to. Send him to name that John.
Yes.
Also, Scamper
That's
said-
all right. I'm better. There's one category I definitely do not want to get sent to.
Scampers in here said day means day. It's Cinco de Mayo. Wow, Scampers. I didn't know you were
Cinco
fluent in
de Mayo.
Spanish. John, which value would you like in the name that John category?
I like to clear out those 500s so that other people just can't get them either.
Smart strategy. Let's see if it pays off. Name that, John.
Oh, this is sneaky.
No idea. No idea.
You want to take a random stab at it?
John Smith.
John Smith. I'm sorry, this is
Tolkien,
John
yeah.
Ronald
Oh.
Rule Tolkien, better known as J.R.R.
So
Tolkien.
close. He wrote a bunch
So
of books
sneaky.
I did not
you-
read.
If you look in the picture, there's little clues throughout. Art from The Hobbit, the books up
Yeah.
here in the corner, but
Gandalf's pipe.
Gandalf's pipe, definitely little hints throughout there. That one was a tricky question, but it was 500.
I don't watch Star
You
Trek, so I
shall
would
not
know
get
who
this
Gandalf
question
is.
correct.
Just say you don't watch Star Trek.
Yeah, so I would not know who
Terrible.
Gandalf is.
Yeah, that's okay. You can check it out a little bit later. Joey made a Star Trek pack the other day on May the 4th
Yeah, I did.
that a lot of
Got
people had fun with.
roasted for it.
I was so happy when it was Cinco de Mayo.
All right.
Well, Joey,
Um,
you are up next. JL has a commanding 100-point lead, almost unreachable. What would you like to do?
Hey,
I'm gonna go. Go ahead, John.
I would take that 100 points. Would be real happy right now.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
we got to shout out
Come on.
Dustin for getting that one
Yeah.
right. The only person in the chat. Nice job. Nice job, Dustin.
Let's go top of their team for 300.
Top of their team for 300, testing out a new category.
Mm-hmm.
What I need to know is which player on the Miami Dolphins, ignore that typo, had the most rushing attempts during the 2022 NFL season?
Oh
Was
man.
it Jeff Wilson Jr., Chase Edmonds, or Raheem Mostert? The Miami Dolphin.
Man, it's
Oh, yeah.
Mostert or Wilson. I really feel pretty confident in that. I'm gonna go Mostert because Wilson came to the team later.
Final answer?
Or did I get that mixed up? Yeah.
Joe, you would be absolutely correct by almost 100 carries. Raheem Mostert at
Golly.
181, Jeff Wilson at 84, and Edmonds at 42. But this backfield was a little bit of a mess, and they added a new rookie into it. Joey, are you excited about the rookie running back added to this Miami Dolphins backfield?
Absolutely. Outside of Gibbs and Bijan Robinson, almost forgot his name. That wouldn't be good. It's my favorite rookie running back landing spot. I think he can start pretty much immediately. He's going to have a role on the team with pass catching work. For Dynasty, Raheem Mostert's 31, so he's not going to be there forever. Jeff Wilson, they could split some work, but I like A-Chain a lot.
John, do you have similar optimism about A-Chain to Joey?
Yep, very happy with it. He's right there with Charbonnet for me in the I do want Charbonnet over him dynasty-wise, only because I think longer term, that's just going to work out better. But if you were asking me who do I want just this year, it's A-Chain.
That was going to
I'd
be
like
my
Charbonnet
very
on the
next
Dolphins.
question.
That'd be nice.
Oh my God, if Charbonnet would have gone to the Dolphins, he probably would have been above Gibbs. Like, it would have
Let's
been
see if we
great.
can make some calls and make that happen. I'll let them know John and Joey want it.
That's what I want for Tim for Christmas.
We'll see if it can happen.
Charbonnet down on the Dolphins.
All right, well, Joey, that's going to earn you 300 points, and you get to pick John Luke's next category.
It's fair that John and I both had to go logo sleuthing and JL hasn't. So I'm sending JL to logo sleuth.
Yes, I'm
like
so excited for this one. Give me 300.
300 in logo sleuth. Which of the following logos has never been used by the New York Giants?
Like, one of them is actually their logo, right? Like, that's their current one, isn't it?
But which one is
You
it?
don't. Maybe.
One of them looks like a middle finger. That's kind of funny.
That is funny.
There is no way. There's no way that A got through QA.
Yeah.
What is he doing with his foot there? Why is he dipping his foot outside of the logo like it's a pool?
That's the missing foot from the Bears logo.
There's no way they actually called themselves the Football Giants, right?
Why does
Like, that's disrespectful to themselves.
The Football Giants that is correct because there used to be the New York Baseball Giants.
I know, but
right?
surely they only referred to themselves as the Giants and just made the other people call themselves the Baseball Giants. Like,
right. I can't. Who is that even? Who is that straddling two buildings in New York? I gotta go with
that's
A.
King Kong.
There's no way. A.
Final answer.
If it's A, Simon, I'm done. It's the end of the company. I'm out of here.
Well,
what the
RIP A is a real logo. One of the first. I think they didn't have quality control when the NFL was in that stage.
That's so outside the frame.
B is a fake logo. A has been used in the past, and this category
so many of them they include like tiptoeing. It's like a little tiptoeing theme across these various teams.
Right? Why is one leg just like stuck fully out of that logo? Jay, if you can provide us with some answers as the Giants fan in the chat, we'd really appreciate it.
When does the paperwork come over now that Simon, Jay, and I own FYF?
No, he's disbanded.
JL said he's quitting.
JL, unfortunately, JL has the self-destruct button with him.
He's got the red button.
He can take the whole thing down with him. The chat was split between A and B, JL, so they were right there with you. Yeah. A and B. No one fell for C, probably because of what John said. It's their current logo.
I actually did recognize a logo. I felt pretty good about that.
B looks, I don't know. It just it doesn't look.
Looks great. I like it. Honestly,
it looks like a middle finger.
I see Dave down here.
It does look like a middle finger, which is pretty funny.
Riff Raff actually made all of these questions. That is true. This Jeopardy game brought to you by Riff Raff.
Sponsored by Riff Raff.
Brought to you by Riff Raff. All right, well, Dale, unfortunately, that is incorrect. But we are back to John. John, you've got free reign on this board. You get to go wherever you want. Where would you like to go?
I love my 33% chance. And if I know one of the logos, it's a 50-50 shot at getting points. Give me Logo Sleuth for 200.
Logo Sleuth for 200. Which of the following logos was never used by the Cleveland Browns?
B.
Final answer?
Yeah.
That is a logo for Brown University. When I first wrote this question, I had the B over the C, and then I deleted it and came back and changed it. It was just too confusing optically.
Thank you.
Nice job, John. That's going to get you an additional 200 points. It is a pretty good B, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Maybe the Browns should use that B instead of that helmet.
Looks like you get a paper cut B.
I still love the Browns helmet is just an orange helmet, and their name. And I
Yep.
get it. The owner. I'm like, yes, whatever. I get it. So I get to send somebody to
you
top
get
of
to-
their team, huh?
Like,
Oh, that's where you sending Joey.
Now, let's get rid of one of those before I have to jump on it.
I'm gonna do 400. I'm feeling frisky today.
400. All
Mhm.
right. Here's what we got, Joey. Which player on the Washington Commanders had the
Jahan
most
Dotson.
receiving touchdowns during the 2022 NFL season? McLaurin, Dotson, or Samuel? Is that your final answer?
Yep, Dotson.
That seemed pretty confident.
It is Dotson with 7 to McLaurin's 5 and Curtis Samuel's 4. Joey not falling for any of the tricks there. Joey, that's pretty impressive. 7 touchdowns from a rookie wide receiver in that offense. Are you excited for his fantasy outlook this year? There's a new quarterback playing.
I am excited for Jahan Dotson, although I will say his fantasy production really was contingent on those 7 touchdowns last season. He did have some yardage to go with it. They were big touchdowns. If I'm drafting, I would still rather have Terry McLaurin, but I still like Jahan Dotson as a wide receiver 3 on my team. John,
maybe you can talk me off the Terry McLaurin ledge here, because I love him as a player, but I'm getting frustrated in Dynasty. Is Terry McLaurin just a hold until the quarterback situation improves, or are you looking to move him at this point?
I'm definitely not getting rid of him. This is not the right time to be getting rid of him. He is definitely a hold for me. He's a guy I'll probably slot into my starting lineup and hope for, okay production.
Yeah.
And be disappointed some weeks, and other weeks be like, okay, well, that's what I wanted out of my, hopefully not wide receiver 1 or 2. Hopefully he's like that 3rd or 4th one I'm just kind of filling out my starting lineup with.
I feel like he's that player that I lie myself into being excited about being my wide receiver 1 whenever I punted wide receiver in my redraft draft. Like where I go like 2 running backs and a tight end, and I'm like, it's okay. Terry McLaurin's my wide receiver 1. We'll be fine.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're just disappointed every single week.
Yeah. If you want him as your wide receiver 1, then yeah, you probably want to start looking elsewhere and start shopping hard.
Joey cleaning up a little bit in that top of their team category, up to 700, and you get to pick JL's next category. Where do you want to send JL?
I want to see what spelling bee is all about, but I'm too afraid to pick it, so I'm going to send JL there.
JL is a notoriously good
JL
speller on this show.
Yeah, it's all right.
All right, give me 400.
400. Spell the name that comes before Superdome when referring to the New Orleans Saints home stadium.
That's tricky.
Oh no, what did they change the name to? We just had a question like this and I messed it up because I was thinking it was the old one. I don't know. I'll take a
You
bonk.
don't know? You want to bonk it?
Bonk it. Bonk
Okay,
it,
well, it
baby.
is Caesars for Caesars Superdome. This one was double tricky. You had to remember Caesar, and then you had to remember how Caesar was spelled.
That's going to be rough. Was it ever Mercedes?
It was Mercedes before this.
Yeah, and Superdome. That's what it was before, but then they just changed it because Atlanta has Mercedes-Benz.
And we had a couple Mercedes guesses in the chat. Grim fan with Mercedes and One Nation with Mercedes. But Dustin got it with Caesars, but did not spell it right. So you would not have gotten points in this category. It is AR, not ER there at the end. All right. Well, John, that means we are back to you. Free reign of this board. Where do you want to go?
I can triple up JL if I get another 33%. Let's finish off the Logo Sleuth category. I like that category.
One more Logo Sleuth.
Of the answers, actually.
Which of the following logos was never used by the New England Patriots?
And they should never use B. They should only use C because it's awesome. But the answer is A. Like
they have
that
versions of that guy. But this one is by far the best one.
Oh,
like
it's
the
so
hand-drawn, crazy eyes.
So
Patriot
good.
Pat. What's his name? Is it Pat the Patriot?
I have no idea, but it is a very cool logo.
I thought that was a basketball.
It kind of does look like a basketball. Well, John, that's going to get you 100 points for correctly identifying that is the wrong Elvis head up here for the Patriots logo. And you get to pick Joey's next category.
Well, he's done really well at the top of their team, so I feel like I should keep him away from that. Let's go name that John.
Name that John. What do you want, Joey?
300
and name that John. Also, Mr. Scamper's coming in, letting us know that it is Todd the Patriot. That doesn't sound right, but I'm going with it.
don't think any
Todd?
of us would refute it. He's like, I'm just going to throw out a name, and it's definitely going to be taken as correct.
Joey, did you say
Todd.
3 or 4?
Three.
3. Name that John. Can you name that John for me?
Is that John Wolford?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
That is John Wolford. That is what that guy
He's my
looks like.
quarterback. What am I supposed to say?
How do you know what John Walford looks
You
like?
want to know what it is? Is because Wolford just went to the Bucks and there was that red background. And I think my brain was just like John, red, new player on the Bucks, Wolford.
I figured this was like
it's all there, people.
some musician that managed to get on the field and like was just throwing
It does
pregame.
kind of
Ed
look like
Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran.
Ed
It looks
Sheeran,
like
yeah.
Ed Sheeran throwing a football a little bit out there.
When your passes don't ride like they used to before.
Good one, Joey.
John, watch out.
We've got a couple people in the chat. We're on top of this one. I'm shocked so many people know what John Wolford looks like because I did not.
I did not.
And we've got One Nation here saying, who the F is John Wolford? He is now the 3rd string quarterback on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Unfortunately, I know the name and have him on rosters because, in Superflex Dynasty, it's just what you do.
I would hold him.
I would
That
not be
Tampa
able
Bay
to pick him out of
quarterback
lineup.
is vile. Oh, boy.
All right, well, Joey, that is going to earn
Yeah.
you 300 points, bringing you up to 1K, and you get to pick Dale's next category. Where do you want to send him? Oh, my God. Wait. Scamper said stressed out Jeremy Renner.
Oh,
I got to pull that back. 100% Scamper.
Scampers, I've definitely started him as well. 100%. He's made my lineup before. It's sad.
That's a good one, Scampers. Joey, I forgot what's going on. You're sending JL to a category.
yeah. I'm going to let JL choose his fate. I'm going to send him to the top of their team.
All right. JL, what's it going to be? 5, 2, or 1? And he's silent.
Let's go with 500.
There we go. 500 in top of their team. Which player on the Baltimore Ravens had the most rushing touchdowns during the 2022 NFL season? Was it Lamar Jackson, J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, or Kenyon Drake?
No. Rushing touchdowns. I'll still go Lamar Jackson.
Final answer?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it was Kenyon Drake with 4, Lamar Jackson and Gus Edwards with 3, J.K. Dobbins with 2, but nobody really showed up in the rushing game there for the Ravens.
This was a year ago, and I literally had no idea what the
Yeah.
answer was there.
That's tricky.
It moves so fast. And that,
Months ago. It wasn't even a year. This was like 6 months ago. That was probably finalized.
Feels like 15 years.
John, what do you make of this Ravens backfield going into next season?
I am a J.K. Dobbins fan, so I will continue to hope for him and then just probably get really excited every time Lamar Jackson throws to Mark Andrews because I have way more of both of those two. So, but I am hopeful for J.K. Dobbins. I don't really much care for Edwards or Drake or anything else there.
Jill, what do you think the ceiling is for J.K. Dobbins? Does he have that RB1 upside in this offense, you think?
It's going to be hard to get an RB1 outcome from J.K. Dobbins just because this offense has so many different ways that it can shape itself. If it pans out the way that we're expecting here with Todd Monken coming in as the offensive coordinator and Greg Roman leaving, I think the passing game is going to open up. We'll likely see the run game also open up, and then you got Lamar as part of that run game as well. And so, yeah, I don't think that RB1 is really in his realm of likely outcomes, but I think he's a high-end RB3, low-end RB2.
Joey, are you feeling similarly to JL here on J.K. Dobbins?
Yeah, I can't take him as an RB1, but I feel more optimistic about him this year than I have any other year. We came in last year towards the end of the season. He actually did look pretty good. So I'd be happy to have J.K. Dobbins as my RB2 on my team.
Well, shout out to some people in the chat getting this one right. Grim fan and Mr. Scampers knowing it was Kenyon Drake. Nice job on that one. Definitely a tricky question. But we are moving on to our next contestant now, which means, John, it is your turn. Where would you like to go?
Let's go with, man, I got to get some points here. Joey's running away. Let's go 500 in the grab bag category.
Okay,
that's
I am
risky.
so sorry in advance. Which of the following is not a real species of Neopet from the online game Neopets? 5 of these are real. 1 of these was an April Fool's Day joke by Neopets in 2007.
Well, I got a 1 in 6 shot. I have no idea what Neopet is. I'm gonna guess B.
B, final answer.
Sure.
I am sorry, but
No.
F,
F
the
was the one I thought.
Varvolf was not the real Neopet. All of the other ones are in fact real, and you could adopt them on the website Neopets.
How will I ever recover?
What is that website again? I want to go adopt C.
Neopets.com.
I'm very enchanted by
C
that
is
one.
pretty cool.
He's pretty cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
We had a lot of A in the chat. People did not believe that the Kachik was real. Dustin going with E. The Lupe he did not think was real in that one and said, I was torn between E and F. So you were so close, Dustin. Just pick the
Thought it
right
Simon,
be
you're
F.
doing a great job making these names up for these characters. I just want to tell you that.
just pulling them out of your head. I thought F might have been a Pokemon. There's like a Pokemon that it's reminded me of, but it wasn't close enough. So I thought that might have been it, but I wasn't convinced.
It does have a Pokemon look to it. Well, John, unfortunately, no points on the Neopets question. You'll have to brush up on your Neopets lore before next time.
It's gonna be tough to sleep tonight.
Joey, you've got free reign of this board. Where do you want to go?
I'm going to go grab bag 300.
Grab back
Hopefully find a
300.
movie
Husker.
question.
What's up, Husker? Welcome in, my friend.
Hey, Husker.
You're welcome, man.
Also, Grim said John is going to start playing Neopets now after this game.
Playing right now.
Yeah, he just adopted C.
Congratulations,
Joey-
Tamagotchi by the end of the week.
Joey, did you say grab bag 300?
Yeah.
Here we go. Roughly what shape is wombat poop?
It's
Cube,
a square.
sphere, or pancake?
It is a square.
Final answer?
Yes.
It is, in fact, a cube.
my
Wombat poop
God.
comes
God.
out cubed.
We
like
have a
ice
book
cubes.
about different animal poops to help our daughter with potty training, and wombat poop is square, and it says it in the book. That is
I've
We need
never
to
not
have
been
that.
entertained interacting with Joey. This is why. This is amazing.
It's
it's
like
wombats make a square shaped poop. Camels make a 2-hump poop. Just kidding. That's it.
Is this a
Yeah.
piping situation? Like the pipe is cube shaped?
I don't know.
No, they form it after it comes out. They get their little wombat paws and shape it and then run away. That's disgusting.
Right
I'm just-
angle.
I love my kids.
Seriously trying to figure out the physics of how something could come out in a cube.
It's got to be like, like those Play-Doh extruders where like you press it and then there's like a knife that cuts down. It's probably
That's like
something similar to.
It's got to be like a slicing mechanism.
There are
How
rocks.
quickly
that
does that
form-
thing close, man? Whew.
It's just
There are rocks
evolution.
that form as like cubes. I've seen them before. It's like coming out of a rock. It's like looks like metal, and it looks like a metal cube coming out of the rock, and it's just like it's just how it forms naturally. It's just in a
Maybe-
cube structure.
Somebody,
I am not going to Google that because I don't want it in my algorithm, but I am very curious.
also Griminius says John is losing it after this question. We're talking wombat poop and Neopets. Grim, One Nation said no way, and Jay said it's like Wally. Yeah, wombat. It is like Wally. Well, Joey, your random knowledge of animal poop
Yes.
shapes has earned you 300 points, and you get to pick Jail's next category. Where do you want to send him?
Jail, where do you want to go?
To your house.
Okay. I'm not there right now though. But let's send JL to JL's name is John. So we're gonna send JL to name that John.
No, it is not. That is incorrect, Joey. Stop spreading lies.
John Luke, which value would you like to name that John?
Yeah, let's go 400.
400. Name that John.
What's his shirt say? Get high.
Yeah, his shirt
That's
says get
ironic
high.
where he's living. Yeah.
I actually think I know this one. I'm not kidding. This is crazy. I know one.
Don't zoom in on his pants, please. I think we got a little more.
We'll start up here and
HD is,
slowly
not done
work
well to
our
this
way down.
Clearly, John Montana or John Namath.
John Dirt.
John Marino. This has got to be
Let's
John
name that
Darkington.
Joe as a category, Joe. You're gonna clean up.
Let's go with John Rico.
John Rico. You were on the right path, Jail, but this is John
course it's Elway.
Elway.
How could
John
I miss
Elway.
that chin?
And you can tell based on the face,
And the
looking
teeth.
the way it does.
I didn't
Yeah.
even look at the face. I was too focused on
What
the
were you
pants.
distracted
And the
by?
Get High shirt because he's in Denver. It all makes sense.
That you couldn't recognize
Oh,
John
my.
Elway from that, JL?
Now I know him.
That's the Elway right there.
Pinstripes anywhere.
That's the Elway.
Oh.
Well, some people in the chat knew this one. One Nation knew Elway. Scampers knew Elway. Dustin got Elway. Husker coming in with Elway. And Gymnastic coming in with Elway as well. Nice job, Jim. Nice job, Jim. Also, they are SMH and you in the chat.
I was on a streak yesterday. Just killed the game. And then just the full whip 100.
Also, we got JL's mom in here with the
With the headbang.
SMH.
Sorry, Mom. I let you down.
Hi, Mom. Welcome in. All right. Well, JL, unfortunately, no points for staring at John Elway's cross for 5 minutes and then saying John Rico. But honestly, that sounds like a personal victory. John, we are back to you. I've said John so many times in the last 30 seconds.
It's your fault. That is your
Which category
fault.
and value would you like, John?
Let's go spelling bee 500. Eventually I gotta maybe get one right and try and catch some points here.
All right. Well, what I need to know, can you spell the last name of the Dallas Cowboys' new offensive coordinator?
I couldn't tell you the name of the Dallas Cowboys' new offensive. Oh, let's see here. Actually, it is it CH or just? I'm going to go SHOTTENHEIMER.
Okay, so that was SHOTTEN.
Yes.
And then what was next?
And Heimer, HEIMR.
HEIMMER. Okay, so we have SHOTTENHEIMER. The correct answer is there is the C in there, but everything else was right, John. Wildly impressive getting the rest, but you just missed the C in Schottenheimer.
Who the hell puts SCH in their name?
That's
idiots.
an absurd
Goddamn
name.
Germans.
I was really hoping it was going to be like Williams, and Simon was having to spell it all for no reason at all.
Scampers in here getting this one with Schottenheimer. Jay said N-O. I will not do that. Grim fan said WHOCARES. Who cares who the Giants offensive coordinator is or the Dallas Cowboys?
Unfortunately, we all care because it does not sound good for Dak and CeeDee Lamb and the Dallas offense.
Are you worried about the switch at OC for the fantasy pieces there, John?
Yep. Yes, I am. They have a head coach who's like, yeah, let's run the ball. That's fun. Idiots. God, don't they realize what we play fantasy for? We want passing. We want touchdowns. We want receptions. Come on now.
We can compromise. You can pass it to Tony Pollard if you want. You can pass it to the running back. That's fine. That's cool, McCarthy, if you want to do that.
You can hand it off to CeeDee Lamb. I'm okay with that, I guess. That's fine. Every once in a while. No, I need passing from Dak to CeeDee Lamb. I have a decent amount of those too.
I have so much CeeDee Lamb. I drafted a lot of CeeDee Lamb his rookie year.
Yeah.
Joey, you've got free reign of this board. Where do you want to go?
So I got to play a little gamemanship here. I'm going to take grab back for 400 because I want to leave low values so I can't get caught. And
I've been trying to catch it. It's not been working very well, Joey.
I'm going to hopefully get this one right.
Hard questions have been extra hard today. I'll contact the game maker. Make sure he gets that feedback. Joey, what I need to know is, what is a group of lemurs called? Is it a team, a coalition, or a conspiracy?
I'm going to go with coalition.
Coalition, final answer?
Be conspiracy. Please be conspiracy.
It is a conspiracy of lemurs, John. You willed it into existence.
That's so fun.
A conspiracy of lemurs. That is.
I feel like the CC, like it was one of those two because there's two C words. So
I feel like a team of lemurs would be fun, though.
Yeah.
Come on, team.
A coalition of lemurs. The coalition is now meeting.
The coalition fits the Madagascar lemurs, but conspiracy does not. But they would definitely call themselves a coalition.
Oh, 100%.
That is exactly where my brain went, was to Madagascar. Like, is there any like names? And I saw the movie one time.
One Nation and Dustin getting that one. Nice job, my friends. But we're going to move on to our next question. JL, free reign of the board. Where do you want to go?
Man, this is not looking good for me. Go,
I think Joey might have it even.
He might.
No, I don't think so.
We'll see. I'll take spelling bee 300.
Spelling bee 300. Spell the last name of the TCU wide receiver drafted by the Los Angeles Chargers in the first round of the 2023 NFL Draft. And I was hoping Joey got this question.
Addison.
Final answer?
Yes.
I'm sorry, Quentin
Oh my
Johnston.
God. Oh my God.
Addison was drafted by the Vikings.
I hate my life.
I was worth it.
If I would have got this, I would have gotten it right, just so we all know.
That being said, great job spelling Addison.
Are you a fan of Quentin Johnson, Joey?
That's what I said.
Okay.
It was a Wheel of Fortune puzzle, and I said, I forget what the puzzle was, but I said Quentin, and then I went Johnson because I knew there was a letter that wasn't in there, and the T. But I'm good now. I know his name.
Tim said JL suddenly lost all of his memory after his birthday.
Yeah, it's very inconvenient.
That's what he woke up and it was just gone. We've been trying to remind him slowly. It's incredible that you've been even interacting on the show today.
I know.
Huh. Okay. Sorry about
Google.
that, guys. I don't need your help, Google. I need to play some Jeopardy.
Can you leave that up? I might have a question for it here.
Well, John, it is your turn. Where would you like to go on this board?
I can't catch Joey. There's no possibility. So now I just want to try and get something right. Let's go spelling bee for 100. Maybe if I go to the easiest category or easiest option.
Spell the name of the NFL team that plays their home games in New Jersey that is not the Giants.
What was it? JE''ST? Is that what we're JETS.
Jets. That is correct. Nice job, John. You're going to get that one right and add $100 to your round.
I don't think I knew that one.
There were multiple Jets questions today.
There were a couple Jets questions, and you get to pick Joey's next category after that one.
Top of their team, Joey.
200, please.
Yeah.
Which player on the Philadelphia Eagles had the most rushing touchdowns during the 2022 NFL season? Was it Jalen Hurts, Miles Sanders, or Kenneth Gainwell?
I'm going to say Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts, final answer?
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is correct with 13.
Sanders had more
than
than I thought.
11, and Kenneth Gainwell's 4. Joey, before we move past this one, DeAndre Swift is now part of this offense. Miles Sanders no longer part of it. Are you expecting similar fantasy output to Miles Sanders, plugging DeAndre Swift in that role? Is it like arrow up or arrow down for RB1 in Philadelphia for fantasy?
Ooh, I like that you said that. Arrow up or arrow down for RB1. I think it's going to be arrow up for DeAndre Swift, but I think it's going to be arrow down for that position. I think the defense for the Eagles got a little bit worse, so I think they are going to throw a little bit more, so I don't think the rushing touchdowns will be there as much. And if they're inside the 3-yard line, I see Hurts taking those balls in. But I like the way you phrase that, Simon. You're a good host.
Do my best. John, do you enjoy the landing spot for Miles Sanders in Carolina? Do you think he's going to continue finding 11 touchdowns on a team like this is pretty successful?
I am very happy that I did not just completely discard Miles Sanders because I kind of thought that's where he was heading, was to the discard bin. Now I feel like maybe I'm going to get a free year of production, maybe J.K. Dobbins level production. No, I actually think he can be better than J.K. Dobbins in 2023. He's a guy who I would go try and get in any team where I'm contending. He's on my list of running backs I'd like to add at this point. As I start to actually think about wanting a running back, which just in general goes against my will, but Miles Sanders tends to be pretty affordable, and I think I'm going to get a decent amount of production out of him. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with where he's at now.
He's a name you can trade for. I like that you brought that up, that he's affordable. People are down on Miles Sanders. They have been. He hasn't been flashy, but go look at his he's one of the only running backs averaging above 5 yards a carry with the amount of volume that he has. He's a great runner. We'll see if he can do it in Carolina.
And the big criticism with Miles Sanders is they never gave him enough work in Philadelphia. Like, let him run the ball, give him 200 carries, and he might get that in Carolina.
With a rookie quarterback?
I'd rather have Sanders than Swift, his replacement from Philly. Like, give me Sanders over Swift. Easy.
And the report came out today that they're going to throw the ball to Sanders. 50 receptions, they said, for him this season.
Well, that'd be
that
really
could just
nice.
all be, that could all just be fodder for the media. But when a coach says that, you got to kind of listen a little bit.
Absolutely. Well, Joe, you got that one right, which means you get to pick Jail's next category. Where are you sending them?
Spelling bee.
Spelling bee. You ready, Jail? Here we go. Spell the word that the R stands for and the commonly used abbreviation for a football position,
no.
WR.
Oh no.
Mhm.
REC. Or E, except after C.
There you go. I was really hoping he'd say the rule out loud. He actually did.
E. Don't mess me up, John. REC. EI.
PETC.
DER.
Okay, so you have, just to reiterate what I have written down, RECEIVER.
Oh, are you sure?
Nope.
All right. Well, John Luke, that is exactly how you spell it. I before E, except after C, and in words that sound like way, like neighbor
That's
and way.
second grade level at least.
Nice job, JL. That is going to earn you another 200 points, bringing you within 1,000 of Joey, and you get to pick John's next category.
We gotta send him to name that John.
We do.
Yes, I avoided top of their team the entire day. Wonderful.
Which value would you like, John? 1 or 2?
Let's go 100. I'm going to try and end on getting things right.
Name that, John.
I do believe that's Jonathan Taylor.
That is Jonathan Taylor. That's going to be
Not a
another
John at all.
100. I said it could be John, Jonathan's, or Johnny's. Anywhere that could be shortened to John.
Can you imagine if you spelled Jonathan with an H?
Hard pass on
John.
JOHNATHAN.
Also, we had
there are people that spell it JOHN Jonathan, like JOHN.
okay.
Yeah, there are folks out there that do it. It looks so wrong.
Too many H's. Too many H's in a word. Well, John, you got that one right by knowing your Jonathans. Where are you sending Joey?
Top of their team, Joey. You're only going to beat us by, a limited amount now.
I'm going to get the movie question. All right.
Well, Joey, here's what I need to know. Which player on the Minnesota Vikings had the most targets during the 2022 NFL season? Was it Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson, or Jalen Reagor?
Jonathan. No, Justin Taylor. Justin Jefferson. Why did I say Justin? I'm silly. Justin Jefferson. Yeah.
It is Justin Jefferson with 184 targets. Thielen had 107, though, and Jalen Reagor very close with 13 targets on that team.
13.
JL, since you brought him up earlier, you perfectly spelled the last name of Addison, the new wide receiver on this team. Are you expecting him to slot in and kind of fill a similar role to Adam Thielen, or at least the target volume, get a similar target volume to Adam Thielen?
I think that he's gonna definitely displace some of those opportunities or take over some of those opportunities. But KJ Osborne, is he still there?
Yeah.
Why am I questioning that? Okay, I got now that I said Addison, I feel like I don't trust anything in my brain. But yeah, KJ Osborne did fairly well when he was filling in last year as that third spot wide receiver. So I think he could possibly take a step up this year as well while Addison gets acclimated to the NFL.
I agree with you. I think of the landing spots, it's probably the best for the rookie wide receivers, but that doesn't mean it's wide open. There still is KJ Osborne, who is not nothing on this team. John, how are you feeling about Addison in this landing spot here on the Vikings?
I love it. Really, really happy about it. I wish JSN would have gone there just because I like JSN more. But overall, like it puts Addison really close to Jackson Smith and Jigba now for my rookie receivers. I still want JSN above him, but it's not like easily above him. I'm not going to like trade up to get, if I'm sitting at usually like the 106 and Addison's going to be the option, 105's on the clock and they're probably going to take JSN. I'm not going out of my way to try and make a trade to move up that pick.
Yeah.
I'll just take Addison and be just as happy like at that point. So they're really close. It's not worth it to trade up from one to the next for me now.
The dynasty community is obsessed with Addison right now. Love the landing spot, and it makes sense. Jay in here, Addison to the moon. Well, we got one more question before we move into our final round. Joey, what category are you sending JL to? Grab bag or name that John?
Grab bag.
Okay, JL, the last question, $200 in grab bag. What is the name of the character from the Legend of Zelda games pictured below?
Link.
Link is absolutely correct. It is not Zelda. If you've never played these games, Zelda is the princess. Link is the protagonist of these games. Yeah, he's this guy. You see him right there? Dale, that's going to add $200 to your round bank.
I wish there was a
Just
new
in time
Zelda
for
game
May 12th.
coming out or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. If only there was a new Zelda game coming out this Friday, baby. John, do you play Zelda?
I do not. I don't play many video games. The only one that I occasionally will play is Mario with my son. Anytime he wants to play, I will play Mario. And then occasionally we'll play some Fortnite too.
This is a Mario 11. This is a Mario 11 show. We love some Mario games.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I
Not
will
the
play
character,
any
but the
Mario
Well,
game.
Yeah, the games we love.
The
I don't
games,
really love
yeah.
Mario.
It
I've
gets
not gone to see
contentious.
it yet.
The movie's fantastic. It's so good.
It's fun. Yeah.
I'm going to
Let's
show
see
this
the final
final question just what it is. Name that, John. You guys know who that John is?
It's John C.
John
Riley.
John C. Riley.
John C. Riley
Steve Brule.
is the correct
Rules.
answer on that one.
Bob Ross.
That is Bob Ross. That is John Bob Ross, whose first name is actually John. Well, guys, we're going to move into our final category here. John and JL tied at 500, Joey at 1,300. The category for your final question is NFL history. NFL history is going to be the category for your final question.
What's
Look at
the
that, Simon.
second? What's the second place winner get? The
second
runner up.
place-
What's the runner up leave the studio with today?
A portrait drawn by JL of you and the fantasy analyst of your choice holding hands. I will say JL's best at drawing himself and Joey. If you ask for Matthew Berry, it doesn't go well.
I'm probably gonna. Gosh, I think I'm
Peek
just
at-
gonna
peek at
wager
the-
0 then.
And
I
Joe,
get the
JL doesn't have
size
paper
right.
big enough to put Scott Fish on there, unfortunately.
Too tall.
Next to you. Yeah, the scale would just be way off.
Yeah, I need like 8 by 36 inch paper.
Does everybody have their wager written down?
Nope.
Ready to go? Well, then that's okay.
I really do want to start keeping go back in time and see what like high scores are and stuff.
Do
Is
it.
this a comment that you crushed us today? And you feel
No,
really
because
wrong?
this is a situation where
This is a very subtle dig at how well you did today.
No,
versus
no,
How
it's
poorly we performed.
Joe says, man, I really want to keep track of all the times that I crushed our guests and games.
No, because let's say that the top score in Jeopardy was 2,500. Would Joey put it all in just to try to get the high
Ooh,
score?
I think you should. You
I
better
don't
set
know.
the bar as high as you possibly can and keep track from here.
Joey,
I
let me
mean,
do a quick check real
What do
quick.
you have to lose? You might as well
score's
put it
actually
all.
25.
You might as well go for it
You're
all.
not gonna peer pressure me into this loss.
I'm just
I've
I'm
lost 2
supporting
days in a
your
row.
decision. I really think it's a good idea. I love this idea from you. It's a fantastic
I care
idea.
about you, Joey.
Scampers read it perfectly. So Joey wants to wager it all to get the high score. Then came in and said, bingo.
Bingo.
Bingo,
knows me so well.
baby.
Gotta go for that glory.
That cat's got some intuition. Everyone got their wagers written down?
Yep.
Mhm.
Let's go ahead and reveal those. What do we got? 500 from JL. 500 and 0 from Joey. That makes my
Coward.
math very easy. Here is your final question, pulling up on the screen now. Which of the following NFL teams was the first to play a regular season game outside the United States? They played the Buffalo Bills in Toronto in 2008. Is it A, the Miami Dolphins, B, the New York Jets, or C, the Seattle Seahawks?
We talked about this one
We
time.
have talked about this at one point. But it was a long, long time ago, which is why I was fine putting it in here. Which of the following
I
NFL
don't remember the
teams?
I don't
answer.
like that 2008 comes up in the history category. That does not seem like it should be that long
I know,
ago,
isn't that
sir.
insulting?
I apologize, but that is not that long ago.
Recent history is still history. Maybe I should have said historical moment. The first game outside of the U.S. The answer is Dolphins, Jets, or Seahawks. Get your answer written down, and we will reveal it ever so shortly.
Yeah, I got mine.
You got yours?
Yep.
Joey, John, you guys got yours?
I'm ready.
I'm drawing something.
Joey's drawing
That's
a
bad.
picture.
That's bad.
All right. Well, we got some answers in the chat. Go ahead and reveal your answers, guys. Let's see what you got. JL said Dolphins. Joey said Dolphins. And what did John say?
That's an A.
Dolphins.
A for Dolphins. Triple Dolphins from everybody here. And in the
feel like-
chat, we had a lot of Seattle guesses. Grim going Seattle. One Nation going Seattle as well. And Dustin going with the Seahawks too.
Dang.
Seahawks.
See, I feel like we talked about it on the morning show, and it was Dustin and Tim arguing about it or something. It was like related to Dolphins and Bills. But I
I
don't know
feel
if
like
that's
they made a
actually true.
big deal about it because the Dolphins not only had to play in Buffalo, which they hate doing because it's cold, they had to move them all the way to Canada.
Or it's
Like,
colder.
for some reason. Yeah, it's
Dude.
even colder up there. I mean, it's like, 10 miles away.
Also, Will coming in saying, my guess is a division opponent. So
Ooh.
getting
Which gets you down
clever
to 2.
with that.
Mhm.
The correct answer is the Miami Dolphins. All of you are correct, which means Joey is going to be our winner. But a final score of 1,300 to 1,000 to 1,000. It ended up being a very close
Respectable.
game in today's game.
Let's
Look at the
go.
final scoreboard and everything's looking all right. John, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come on and play some Fantasy Football Jeopardy with us.
Thank you guys for having me. Thank you. This is fun. To everybody
You
out there,
always
go
love
join
having
Fantasy Cares Eliminators.
100%. Make sure you guys
Yep.
go follow John on Twitter at John Bosch FF, and you can find the information for the Fantasy Cares Eliminators over there. And please do join them. They're a ton of fun and for an awesome cause. Raising
Jay
money for.
Felicio has one this year, so go join Jay's for sure.
Jay does have one this year. Yep.
It's fun to beat Jay. Let me just tell you that.
Yeah.
At just about anything. It just
Yeah.
brings joy to your heart.
My favorite
And
hobby.
you get to raise money for charity while doing so. It man,
Win, win,
doesn't
win,
get better
win,
than
win.
that. Guys, that is going to be it for us today. Before we go out, though, I want to remind everybody about something exciting going on tonight here on Better Sports Network at 7 Eastern. You can join the one and only Lisa Ann talking ball with Rick Kamla. You're going to follow the live NBA playoff action, track your fantasy teams and bets, and get insight from Lisa Ann and Ricky Props. That's right here on BSN at 7 p.m. Eastern time. But that's going to be it for us today. We will be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow for more fantasy football game show fun. A big thanks to our guest, John, for taking the time, and to everybody in the chat for hanging out and playing along with us. Until tomorrow, though, we are out of here. Adios, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Joey does have
I'm
one
the
too. That's
winner.
right.